so sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Baby, ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Check my mic. Check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Better be KO Productions. We putting it down, baby. Sing it to him right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been so sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Baby, ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Check my mic. Check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Better be KO Productions. We putting it down, baby. Sing it to him right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been so sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Baby, ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Hey, I don't really know that song. I just be repeating, hey, yeah. Hello. Good afternoon. It is Saturday, and I didn't feel like coming on yesterday, so that's why I'm on today. Normally, I'm not on the weekend, but, it is what it is. I'm trying to be better. I told y'all I was going to be better about coming online, and I'm trying to be better, so I'm being better. Hey, yeah. Uh-oh. I don't want to mess that name up. I don't know whether it's Dracatorius. If I hope I'm not, destroying your name. But we're gonna call you Dre for right now, just in case it was wrong. Shadrika, hey y'all. All right, y'all. Hey. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. It is almost Halloween. I'm trying to watch scary movies, and this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. This is not an unpopular thing. Just what I'm talking about for the, give people a chance to come in and say hello. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to watch a scary movie a day, as I've told y'all before, or something scary a day. You know what I mean? And this week has dropped some good ones. So this weekend I'm going to watch mainstream scary. Now I'm not really looking for scary movies. Let me say that I'm not looking for scary movies. I like horror movies, but none of them are really scary. You get a little jump scare every now and again, and the reality is the way the world is now. Shit, the world is scary than any horror movie they can make. But yeah. So right now, Cobweb is playing in the background, and because I try to watch it, some things just don't keep my attention, so that's why it's the background. Oh yeah, YouTube isn't showing people's names. Oh, hold on. So what is that in the way?
Oh yeah, it's not that. Don't worry about
Oh,
it. It's been doing that.
you know what? I pay attention, but I don't pay attention. Yeah, first of all, cause see, here's the thing, it shows our names. I don't know. I don't be paying attention, y'all. My bad. Hey, y'all. So now I don't have to hold this phone, but I'm gonna try to keep up with the chat, and I'm gonna try to remember everything I want to talk about, my unpopular opinions. So everybody starts their unpopular opinion with what is it? I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I don't really care what you think. That's true. However, you do kind of care what people think, because You giving out your opinions, and you want people to have your opinion to agree with you. You know what I'm saying? You want people to follow your train of thought and your logic in this unpopular opinion, and to say, you know what, you right. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna make unpopular opinions, which I'm about to do, they may not be unpopular, but they're not, across the board, and they're gonna be from the perspective of an older, not old, but an older person. And it might be talking about some young folks stuff. I'm throwing a little bit of everything out there, so there is no rhyme or reason to what's about to go down. So anybody want to join me in this journey that is unpopular opinions, feel free. First up, so most of this stuff is coming from TikTok. I sent maybe some TikTok so I remember what I want to talk about, because I do have a tendency to forget. But but hopefully I will remember, or just think of random stuff anyway. So my first one is, so I was looking at TikTok yesterday, and it came across a video, came across my timeline, came across my FYP. There was a young lady, excuse me, I didn't sleep good last night. So if I yawn occasionally, it's not because I'm bored with you, it's because I'm working on 4 hours of sleep. So in the past 2 days, I'm working on 8 hours of sleep. So that's why. Young lady. Now, let me preface this particular opinion off by, I am a lesbian. For all those who don't know, if you come across this video on the replay and you don't know the DC Kool-Aid, it's 2 women, I'm a lesbian. And I'm talking about this young lady, and to this young lady, coming from the place of, there was a video of a young lady who said she got fired on her first day as a substitute teacher. That's what she does. She says, my job, that is what I do. I'm a substitute teacher. That's how important substitute teachers are, because being a every 5 day, 7 day a week is hard. And sometimes teachers will come to schools because they're afraid there's nobody to take their place, and the children are going to be there. So substitute teachers, people who are on that role, they have a very vital part to play in our children's education. So that is a legitimate job. This young lady says, I'm a substitute teacher. I got fired on my first day at the school that I went to. Now, this is what she was doing. She is a content creator, which probably means YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't know if they do Snapchat anymore. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. But the big 3: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So she says she's a content creator, and then she films her life all the day. She films 100% of her life. Cool. Just make sure. All right. So now I'm going to give you a little descriptor of the young lady. She is a stud. She is young. She presents young. So if she high school, she'll look like a student. And she's very masculine forward in her studiness. Because, some studs are, they dress a little more boy, but a little more ambiguous in their attitude. Some studs are little dudes. It's just, it just depends. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She presents more of a masculine attitude on top of dressing like a little boy. That's number 1. Number 2, so she said she got fired because she didn't know that she wasn't allowed to film at the school. She was filming in an empty classroom, and the school knew the class was empty and there were no kids in there. But she also wore a body cam, and she said some things while the body cam was running, and you had the pictures of the kids, and she posted. Now, I'm going to say this before I get into my opinion. Young, Black, gay. You are already at a deficit, especially when it comes to schools and other people's children. You already had the people who say you're an abomination and you're teaching our children and you're grooming our children and sexual pervert, da da da. You already have these things that some people are going to believe about you, regardless of whether or not it's true, because that is their thought process, because they are homophobic, because they are racist, because pick a is or osis and they got it. I mean, a phobia or something, and they got it when it comes to ethnicity and sexuality. There are going to be people that are not going to change their opinion of you, regardless of whether or not their opinion is true of you. That's number one. You coming into a situation. That's number one. Number two, you're coming into a situation with people's children. You got to be on your P's and Q's with people's children, especially when you are a substitute. You are not the normal. You are not the regular, smegular, everyday teacher. You are the chick on the list that they chose for the school today. It's number two. Number three, your sexuality, regardless of whether it should come into play, is going to come into play, especially in a school setting. It just is what it is. So she gets on and she talks about how she films her life and this is what she does and she didn't mean it and da 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 da. Shut up. Stop it. Let me see what everybody says. All right. Now she knew darn well she couldn't post them people kids. Right. Here's the thing. I'm not even talking about the posting of the kids, because the reality is that some schools, especially if you were in high schools, like when, I don't know if y'all had to do it, Leilani, but when we did it, we had to sign a form saying that his likeness could be used. So a lot of times, if you have to have a certain decorum. Like when she was filming herself in the empty classroom was fine. What got her fucked up was when they were having some little, because it's homecoming season. So they were having some little parade type deal in the hallway. And little girls was, there was little boys too. It was kids going up and down the hall, cheerleading, doing stuff like that. And let me explain how she was dressed. She dressed like she was going to the club. Gold, I don't know if the gold chains were gold, but they, diamond chains on her neck. She dressed like that. And then she posted pictures of her going to school, like you post up like you're getting ready to go into a club. So to give you any idea, she had on a plaid shirt, 2 big jeans, jewelry, just, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't dressed like she was going to school. Now, had she taken the jewelry off, she kind of toned down the situation. It would have been appropriate for school because she was completely covered up. She was buttoned up. But it's just the way she looked like she was going to the club, not to teach. So I'm going to say that. And she looked, and let me say again, she looked like the children she was teaching. Had she just blind this video and saw herself, and we saw her walking with the kids, we couldn't have picked her out as a substitute. I'm saying that to say this. She was an adult. She is an adult, absolutely too old for anybody that was enrolled in the school she was teaching in. So the comment she made when you were looking at the body cam footage, she was like, "Oh, you better stop looking at me like that." And then she just said, "I don't understand why people are taking what I said out of context. I don't understand why people are portraying me the way they portraying me." No, sweetness. You put on Beyonce's internet a video of you doing inappropriate shit. And it was inappropriate. I don't have any problem with a teacher trying to connect with, especially teenagers, because they are a different breed. They are not us. Huh? Yeah, that's her right there. Hold on. That's her. That was how she was just going to school. That was how she portrayed herself. That was her. Hold on, I can't see. Hold on.
TikTok videos of her students, and now the internet can't stop talking about it.
Hey,
According
Rico.
to reports, the substitute, who identifies as non-binary, had just started teaching at a school in Louisiana when she began filming TikTok videos with students in class. In one clip, she appeared to joke around with the kids while recording, and later posted the videos online, seemingly unaware that it was inappropriate. The school immediately launched an investigation, and the substitute was terminated within 3 days. After being fired, the teacher went live online, defending the videos and claiming the students already knew them from social media. They said, "I'm a content creator, the kids were fans, they supported me." But many viewers disagreed, calling the behavior unprofessional and saying teachers should never post students without permission.
See, it was right here.
Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them.
The incident has now sparked debate about boundaries between educators and social media and whether online clout is worth risking your career for. A substitute teacher was fired on her very first day after posting TikTok videos of her.
I'm gonna say something about that too in a second. All right, so that was it. That was a young lady. And here's my problem with that. I don't have any problem. Look here. Even before I came out, I had no problem with somebody being themselves in front of my kids, because the reality is, if you want your children to be a whole well-rounded person, they have to be exposed to everybody, and a pervert can be a Sunday school teacher. So I'm not going to get into that. However, when you are in a situation and you know that you're at a deficit, you know that you're coming into the situation with 13 different blocks on your shoulders that is holding you down, and then you bring your dumb ass out there and then you make some of that shit true. You sit up here, let me get up out of here for one of these kids take me down. You are an adult. You are grown. I don't give a shit if you go. You don't make jokes like that. You don't do that. And then come on the internet pole mouthing. And sitting up here talking about you don't understand. You do understand. And if you don't understand, you should not be teaching our kids shit. If you don't understand why what you did was inappropriate, why posting it was stupid as hell, you shouldn't be teaching our kids shit. Because you don't have the mental capacity to teach nothing. Because you can't even teach your damn self that maybe, you know what, maybe I shouldn't post the fact that I need to leave where I'm teaching these children, where I say this is my job, because one of these kids gonna take me down through there. So, yeah, that's what I said. I don't make sure ain't nobody said nothing. Yeah, we ain't nobody taking your ass out of context, little girl. You wrong, and you know you're wrong. Hopefully this will teach you a lesson, but the reality is that it takes this one painful enough for her to learn her lesson. Now, maybe she don't think she's doing nothing wrong. Maybe she doesn't think that the fact that, because here's the thing, I don't understand. I don't understand, because when I see a child, regardless of if the child is 18, 20, 25, 30, I see a child. And like I was telling baby earlier today, I said, Megan Thee Stallion make me feel like something wrong with me, because she be making the videos and it make me stop and I go, bless her little heart. But that's a child. I look at the video and I move on. I don't make any, in my head, I'm not going, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And she grown. I don't understand how, as an adult, you look at a child and go, oh shit, that's going to be a problem. I look at a video and go, oh shit, the video a problem, and I don't want nothing to do with her because she's a child to me. So that's what you feel me? So I don't want to hear when an adult sit up here and talk about, I don't understand. I don't know why that's a problem. I'm not going to do anything. Bitch, if you thinking about it, then you thinking about it. I don't want to hear none of that other shit. If you thinking about it, you'll be about it. You just have, you controlling yourself. If you have to control, let me tell you, If you have to control yourself around children, that's all I got to say about that. Hold on. Because it is self-explanatory. If you have to control yourself sexually around children, then you the problem. Hold on. It's given. I'm here for it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Cotton. It absolutely is. if you have to control, if you look at a child that is dressed however they're dressed, and you think anything other than, oh, that's cute. Oh, them shorts too little. Why she got them big old shorts on? Why she? It's hot. Why the hell she got them sleeves on? You see what I'm saying? If you look at a child and you see anything other than her fashion choices, why her head look like that? Why her mama look outside with her head looking like that? And I bet you bad as hell. If you see anything else other than that in children, then you are a problem. I don't care what you say. I'm controlling myself. I don't have to control myself around no goddamn kids. If anything, I'm trying to get rid of. If anything, I'm trying to figure out an excuse not to babysit. If anything, I'm trying to figure out where the child-free room is. Hold on, let me see somebody said something. Right, that's not. You're right. And it's the small things. It's the small things that we ignore that lead to the big shit that we got to get our kids therapy for. It's the little shit that we ignore. It's the little stuff that we make excuses for. And there should be no excuses made with our children, especially with strangers. Because that's what a substitute, hell, that's what a teacher is. Even though your child is with that child, your child is with a teacher 5 days out of the week, and they have a passing relationship because she has to take care of X amount of children. Normally it's at least 20. So you have a passing personal relationship, but the reality is that's Miss Johnson. Hey, Miss Johnson, and you go on about your business. Sometimes you do make relationships with your teachers outside of, you know, but teachers like most not customer service teachers, like most roles that like a teacher, try not to get personal with everybody because that's hard. Those emotions are hard, and you got to take them home. That being said, that's a stranger with your kids. And if a stranger has to control their sexual appetites because a child can get them out of character, they're not getting them out of character. They're just removing the mask and showing you their real character. That is what it is. I don't know. Huh? What was she, said, what was she thinking? She wasn't thinking. That's the problem. The reality is the thinking comes in when you're trying to hide and disguise who you are. When you're trying to, and I'm not, let me tell you something. And these again, this is why this is an unpopular opinion. I will say this. I don't know this little girl, so I don't know that she could, and here's another thing. And here's another thing, especially with young people, not children, but young people, young adults. The internet and social media has gotten so that people will do things for clicks, views, and likes. People will say what they consider provocative or evocative things because they know that any attention when it comes to social media is good attention, even if it's a bad attention. She's a content creator, so people are talking about her. So regardless of whether or not she has ever or will ever follow through on the let me get out of here for one of these kids, take me down through there. The reality is social media makes it so saying that shit out loud and posting it, even if you don't mean it, because you know that somebody gonna like me or somebody with 1 million followers are gonna say something about you. You don't care whether it's bad or good. They don't give a shit whether it's bad. Hello? Yeah, they don't. Make sure. Okay. They don't care whether or not, let me tell you something. Some people don't care whether or not the attention they receive is bad. They don't. Sometimes they even ask for it. They want it. It's cool with them. They want to be the villain. They want to be the bad guy in every scenario. And hey, I like a good villain. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I like the villain better than the people that's you know, getting run over. Sometimes I root for the villain. It's been a couple of times I wanted Jason to kill them folks. So The villain is not the issue. It's how you go about it. And again, I'm gonna say this again for the cheap seats. If she was so stupid to post that, not thinking that it was bad, then she just stupid. Shouldn't be teaching our kids. Need to find a new line of work. And I don't know the girl name, so we posted it. Y'all see it in the replay. Y'all can go back, look it up. I got it from TikTok.
So she must have been live.
I don't know. She might have been live screaming because she said she wore a body cam for that hallway video, but she made a video for the classroom video. She said the school knew that the classroom was empty. Girl, they didn't fire you for no empty ass classroom. They didn't fire you for posting a little posted about the club, outside the club pictures at the school. They fired you because you made an inappropriate remark about a student, period, point blank. And you posted the faces of the students on your channel. She said, as the children were walking down the hall, you remember it was a little parade down the hall, right? Remember that? So I guess one of the little girls turned and looked at her, and she said, "Ooh, let me get up out of here from one of these little girls, one of these kids take me down through there." So that leads me to the other teacher that was in there, because that was a news clip that DC played. So the other teacher that had the empty fungal pop box, the other lady with the long hair, she was a high school teacher and she was a regular teacher, and she, with her own money, had decorated the class. She's a pink girly, so she did pink and stuff. She had a little area set up for little girls, hygiene, body spray, deodorant, things like that, toothpaste, because kids are kids. If she ran out the house, kids would be late. Shit, coming from late, getting up in the morning, ain't brushed their teeth or sprayed on, no, you know what I'm saying? So she had a little setup for that. She had the room decorated so that it was comfortable and so that it was cute. She also had a limited edition, Funko Pop Hello Kitty that one of her 6th grade students had given her a few years earlier, because she used to have she used to teach 6th grade. So she was gone. She had a substitute for a couple of days. When she got back, somebody had stolen the limited edition Funko Pop Hello Kitty. I don't know how much it was worth. I think it was worth enough for it to be a felony. But what she did was she came back in. She noticed it was stolen. She noticed that the box was empty. Whoever did it stole it, left the box. Because I don't know if people who collect collectibles, you don't take it out. You don't take it out of the box. When you take it out of the box, it reduces the value of it dramatically. So most people will keep it in the box. Things like that. So when she got back, the empty box. So she told the class, "I'm not going to say anything if you return my Hello Kitty. Y'all know what this means to me. Y'all know this was a gift, whatever she said." That was for 2 days. On day number 3, nobody had said anything. Nobody had brought the Hello Kitty back. So she systematically dismantled everything she had put up for those children. The quiet, the area where they can sit, the nice. She had it set up really nice. She took everything down and called the police on them. Because somebody said who did it. Somebody snitched on them. Somebody snitched on the child that stole. Because they didn't want to get in trouble. Because the lady was serious. She was like, "Y'all have been y'all teacher for however long I've been y'all teacher, and y'all gonna do this to me, da 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 da." She was talking to them age appropriately and how you would talk to somebody. But she talked to her students. She gave them chance. The students told on the girl. Somebody snitched on the little girl. But the little girl did not want to, didn't return it. I don't know whether she sold it. I don't know whether she gave it to somebody. We don't know what it was. Regardless, she didn't return it. So the lady's cool. That one girl messed it up for everybody, and then she called the police on her and pressed charges. Sure did. And she should. Hold on. Somebody says. And she should. As she should. She should have pressed charges on them children. Here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. There was a time back when I was in school, and again, I'm gonna state my age. If somebody's watching this that doesn't know a lot, has not watched all the videos, because I talk about myself all the time, because that's where I get my background from when I'm talking to y'all. I graduated from high school in 1985. This is my 40-year reunion. I'm 58 years old. I was 18 when I graduated from high school. We couldn't do shit wrong in school. Let a teacher call my mom. Let a teacher look like she wanted to go down them 7 ditches. Because this is back, back when I was in school, you didn't have to do the area code, because hell, you couldn't call anything out of the city. Was long distance. So let a teacher down them 7 digits. Please don't. You couldn't do shit wrong in school. It wasn't until I got to high school that it started changing just a little bit. Because here's why. Because we had a set of teachers in high school. We called them the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. One was an English teacher, science teacher, math teacher, social studies teacher. I had all of them. And that was because they had no concept of passing your ass to get you out of their class. You would take their class 1,300 times. You will be 75 in the 10th grade fucking around with them folks. So they flunked, to let you understand what I'm talking about. They flunked. That's 4 classes out of like 6 now. Hear me when I'm talking about it. They flunked an entire senior class because the class wasn't doing what they, because I guess the other teachers let them go, and these 4, no, if you didn't pass my class, you didn't pass my class. I'm not going to give you an extra point so you go from an F to a D. If you flunked, you flunked. So that was the first time I ever heard, because my mom was coming up to the school and pop me in my forehead if I'm up, the teachers sitting up there and I'm not doing my work. Now the other stuff, I wasn't bad like that. I just didn't go to class. After a while, I stopped going to class. That's the story for another day. But anyway, I wasn't bad or violent. You weren't getting called up for a whole lot of stuff. Right? A couple times I almost hit a principal one time, but that again, another story. But if you call my mama for something having to do with academics, absolutely not. It wasn't until it got to high school, and it started a little bit when parents started being pissed off because we wasn't just passing their kids. Hold on. See. Hey, Pauline. It wasn't until then. So that's the first time I had parents was talking about why didn't and they were going to the school board. But even after that, you still academically, you still couldn't do shit in school because parents was coming up there fighting their children. They went up. Now if you had a messed up teacher, and which is not as common as the world wants you to think. The reality is, the majority of teachers that are teaching our children are doing so because they love teaching and they love children. Really, they love the knowledge and watching kids learn. And there's going to always be a microcosm in any profession that is evil. So it is what it is. So I'm not talking about bad teachers doing bad stuff to kids and then getting called out. I'm talking about just regular teachers. That being said, as time went on, it stopped being about your kids doing well in school and you making sure your children were doing what they were told to do, their assignments, not acting up and to coming into school fussing at the teacher because why did little Timmy get a D instead of the B and the A that I know he should have? Because little Timmy answered 3 out of the 50 questions, Sarah. That's why little Timmy got a D or F. Well, F, because you ain't. Why did my daughter fail this quiz? Because your daughter was on her phone during the quiz. That's why. It was no longer do this, do this, do this, do this. It was, why is the teacher doing this? So when you get teachers that really care about their students and really want to see their students thrive, why didn't the parent, because I'm sure an adult figure knew that she had it, why didn't the parent make a bring back? Why didn't the parent? Our children are not perfect or infallible. And if you are raising a child that cannot be disciplined, they will be an undisciplined adult. And you will put them out there for all the world to see. And that leads me into my third unpopular opinion, or my second unpopular opinion, because I'm still on the fact that, and here, and I'm going to close out my first unpopular opinion. If you are a woman, Black, and any sexuality other than heterosexuality, you are coming into any situation with a deficit, because the world already thinks of us in a certain way. And you can't change that. You can't change how somebody sees you because it's ingrained in them. And I know that it's messed up that we as Black women have to always be better than everybody else. But we do. Please be mindful. Please. And stop just doing stuff for the gram. Stop just doing stuff for the likes, the views, and the clicks. Because realistically, if ain't nobody told you, I'm going to tell you, you don't look good. It doesn't make you look good. You're not funny. And it's not just jokes. So stop doing it. And that leads me into my second unpopular opinion. I am a boy mom. No, hold on. Let me change that. I am the mother to a son. I have a boy child. I am not a boy mom because I know my son ain't perfect. I know that he probably did something. He might not have did that, but he probably did that. I know that he is a work in progress, and I know that I can only give him the tools to be the man he's going to be. I cannot make him the man. He is not my man. He is not my boyfriend. He is not the man of the house. He is my son, period, point blank, end discussion. There was a TikTok video of a young lady sitting up here talking about this Black woman with a Black son talking about, I'm not going to let my son date or marry a Black girl. That's what she said. Now, again, baby, I sent you that TikTok, by the way. I think the second one. I don't know. I sent it to you. I sent you a bunch of them. Look at it. You see, it's a lady sitting in the car. I was just telling you something. All right. I stopped. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but because here's why. Number one, number uno. As soon as you tell your children that they can't do something, that you don't like what they do, that you don't like who they date, that you don't like anything, that is the exact thing that your child is going to want. So kudos for you, Mom, for making sure he dates a Black woman. That being said, what the... I don't care. Now, this was a 12 or 13-year-old, right? So the mama, would have to be talking about 12 or 13-year-old little girls, right? What did a child do that would make you say, I don't want my adult child, because I'm not thinking of my child dating anybody. I don't want my grown son to date a woman that looks like me. You feel me? So that's basically what she said. Hey, y'all. That's basically what she said. I think the link is up here if anybody want to get on and chit chat and talk with me and converse. If not, I'll just keep talking to y'all. We can talk in the chat. Y'all know how it is. You just told the entire world that you don't love yourself. Let me tell you something. Because, and I'm going to say it, because there's no way in four hells you can sit up here and say, I don't want my black son to marry, fall in love with, date a black woman or somebody who looks like me because of some smart ass little child. Let me say it again, child said. Because of how smart little badass kids act. So in essence, what you're doing is teaching your child to hate the very thing that it is inherently his blackness. Because if mama don't like black, I can't date a black girl. Well, what's wrong with mama? If y'all don't think that children are people, hell, people, grown-ups don't think shit like that. If you keep telling somebody, it's just like when you ask black men why they don't date. No, when you ask black men what's their preference, what's their dating preference, and they say they date white girls, and you're like, oh, okay, do you date white girls exclusively? What why do you date white girls? And the first thing out of black man mouth will be because I don't like black women. What they got to do with who you date? If you don't, you see what I'm saying? At some point, I'm going to look at the person who says, I don't want to date somebody who look like me. I don't want my kid to date somebody to look like me. I don't want my anybody to date somebody to look like me. That's some self-hating shit. And you putting that self-hate onto your son, you're going to perpetuate that self-hate because that is what you're going to do. You're not going to make your son a better man by telling him, I ain't gonna let my, first of all, you can't let your kids date shit. I don't know why the hell we as parents still think we can let our kids date anybody. Because as soon as you put limitations and restrictions on what your children can, who your children can and cannot date, they're going to sneak around and find a way to date the exact opposite. I am a prime example of shut the hell up talking to your kids about who they date and who you do or do not like. Because as soon as you bring somebody around your kids that you do like, they're going to hate them. As soon as you sit up here and keep talking about who your child can't date and the superficial reasons that they can't date them, that is going to be the most beautifulest, most delicious, most attractive, intoxicating thing in the world. What you don't like. And you really can't give a good reason to why you don't like them. You can't give any good, valid reasons as to why you don't want your child to date somebody that looks like you. Because I'm going to keep saying that. I'm not going to keep saying black women because, bitch, you're a black woman. So what I'm going to say is you don't want your child to date somebody that looks like you. I'm not going to entertain this bullshit. You are self-hating and you're teaching your child to hate itself. I don't care who you are. This is my opinion. Unpopular or popular, I don't give a shit either way. If you are teaching your child that I don't want you to date somebody that looks like me, then you're going to teach your child that you don't like somebody that looks like him. Hold on, y'all. I took my glasses off. That's it. That's the talk. That's popular opinion. Number 2. Number 3. TikTok was on the road today, by the way. So most of this I got on TikTok. Hadn't been on anything else. I don't think I've been on Facebook yet. So there was, I think it's a skit. I want to say it's a skit, but it could be a reenactment of something that happened in real life. But I'm going to say that this particular video was a skit. So I'm going to say that. There was white stepmom, black stepdaughter, black daddy. The young lady goes in the refrigerator, gets some fruit. The white stepmom stops her, said, put the fruit down. And then I say attack because it wasn't attack. She didn't physically attack her, but she started an argument with the young lady. And now the young lady this entire time was respectful. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't call her stepmama nothing out of her name. She didn't do anything like that. Basically, what the stepmama said, you need to stop lying about your father pays more attention to me than he does to you. You need to stop lying to your daddy. That's what she said. It wasn't verbatim. That's just what she said. The daughter was like, I didn't lie to him. He told me to just suck it up. And I told him that I can't fake feelings that I don't have yet. That's what she said. I don't look at you as a parent. I don't feel like you're my parent. Now I'm going to use, I specified the ethnicity of the people for a reason. Then I saw another video, same setup. I'm seeing this as a skit because I don't see them still being married. And then you see a picture, another video of the mother coming to pick up the stepdaughter. Stepmom runs out, follows the little girl out, saying that you need to come back in and don't you get in that car. You need to come back in and finish those chores. She said, well, I cooked. Well, you didn't clean. Now, in our house, what caught me was in our house, if I cook, you clean. When I would come home from work, when I would come home from Buffalo Wild Wings, I would come home, I would cook, and I would serve, and I would make sure everybody was full, and they would clean up. I would clean as I go. So mostly what it was just putting stuff in the dishwasher, and because when I would eat, get my plate, and then everybody could eat when they got ready, because people coming home at different times and people eating at different times. So whoever ate last would put stuff in the refrigerator. It was a thing. If I cooked, you clean. Okay. So she came out and chased her out, and you're not gonna do this. And the mama was like, the mama was looking at her like, what you talking to? In her head, she didn't say nothing. It didn't go that far. Hear me when I say this. Here's the unpopular opinion. I gave y'all that backstory because I'm going to the opinion. Here's the unpopular opinion. Here we go. Hold on. Who that? Somebody came in. Who that? Who that? Hey, Journey. I am a step parent. And I went into this relationship knowing that my wife had a kid. So this is now my kid. I did not go into this relationship asking to be called mama. I did not go into this relationship asking to replace anybody. I did not go into this relationship. I went into this relationship to build a relationship. I have built a relationship with my wife, and in doing so, I built a relationship with my daughter. However, I am not her parent. I am her step parent. And I wrote a comment on that because it pissed me off. Because when step parents go into relationships thinking that immediately this child is your child, but not in the good way. Like I call you my daughter. I don't call Brittany my stepdaughter. I call her my daughter. She's my daughter. She's my child. I call her my child, actually. When you go into a relationship and the first thing out your mouth is, I'm the second mom. You gotta respect me. My word is law. All that shit. When you go into a relationship laying down the law with a child that you did not give birth to, and the child's mama is still alive, you're the problem. You don't have, as a step parent, you are nothing to that child. But your spouse is that to that, but to your spouse, that child is everything. And the fact that you are making it so that every interaction between you and your child is a confrontation because you don't like the way she acts, you don't like the way she interacts with her daddy, then you are the problem. You are the problem. And then she kept talking, and she could tell that it wasn't just the daughter. It was the fact that the mother had moved back to the town, and that she was threatened by the relationship that the mother had with the daughter. And she was threatened by the relationship that the father had with his daughter. The reality is, you bringing your ass into these relationships with people with kids, thinking that all of a sudden you're going to be more important than somebody else's kid. You're not. You're not. You just a bitch that came in later, and you are expendable. I am hear me. I know my place. I am expendable. If I'd have came into this relationship thinking that I was big boss dog running shit and telling Brittany what she can and can't do, I am expendable, because my wife is not going to allow me to disrespect her or her child. If my wife had came into this relationship thinking she was boss hog and she could do what the fuck she want to do with my kid, she is expendable, because you can't think you gonna come in here and tell me what the fuck I'm gonna do with my child. You have a relationship that you build with these two people, the child and the spouse. And if the relationship is not sustainable, get your ass out of it. Get up out of it. Uh-huh. All right, God, thank you. All right. You are expendable. Look here. Now, I'm going to give you a picture. And here's another this is not an opinion. This is just an unpopular thing I'm about to do. Certain things are superficial, but certain superficial things are very important in situations. I'm going to give you of the two mothers in question, the stepmother and the mother. The stepmother looks like that teacher, that heavy teacher, that white lady that's shaped like, I don't know, because she got limited ankles, because she's killing with them little ankles, but she got big everything else. And she, again, when I say somebody's not attractive, I'm speaking to me and me alone. So I'm not saying she's ugly. She's not attractive to me. I didn't find her aesthetically attractive. I'm not talking about fat, because bitch, I'm fat. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Hey, I'm down for the fatness. That's not the issue. But I'm using that as the juxtaposition between the woman that he was with before, that he had the baby by. Total opposite. She was beautiful. And she looked like, truthfully, the mama looked like the sister of the little girl, and the stepmama looked like their grandmama. That's all I got to say about that. So there is, I'm sure, a level of self-esteem issues that is playing upon why the stepmom interacts with the daughter and has the issues with the fact that the mother has moved back to the area, because she stated it on more than one occasion. You changed how you acted since your mom moved back in town, and you don't act the same since her mother moved back. There's a certain level of jealousy. There's a certain level of insecurity. There's a certain level of lack of self-esteem that goes into play. And if you are interacting with someone's child on those levels, then you need to be out of that relationship, because that is not the relationship for you. I know that superficial things should not come into play, but that's just stupid, because the reality is, the reason that we date anybody initially on the first glance is because of how they look and their attractiveness to us. That's superficial. That is all the way superficial. The thing that brings you to me is because I like the way you look. Because the way you look turns me on. Because the way you look makes my heart skip a little bit. I don't know whether or not you're a good person. Hell, I don't know whether or not you can string 3 words together in a sentence. All I know is that I want to see. I want to look at you. And superficiality matters. I don't even know if that's a word. I think I made it up. But if not, it is what it is. It matters. And it is important, because the initial draw that brings you to a person. So for the fact we say that it doesn't matter, it's stupid, because the reality is, unless somebody, even if somebody puts their IQ on their forehead and walks around with a book in their hand, that don't mean they've been reading it, okay? So you cannot know a person's intelligence level, personality, character, sense of humor, or anything from just looking at them. So to get somebody to like you, they gotta like how you look first, okay? And so if you go from somebody that looks like what's that lady name from what is her name? Because the lady, the mother in the question that is in my head right now, I can't think of her name. I think her name is Tasha Smith. She's an actress, but she's beautiful. You go from Tasha Smith to what's the white lady name? That's an actress, and she was in Bridesmaids and Leilani. What's the white lady name? She was in Bridesmaids and she was in Ghostbusters. Cute little chubby white lady. You go from Tasha Smith, who was in Why Did I Get Married, to Melissa McCarthy. That's her name. To Melissa McCarthy. I didn't even look up, but thank you. You go from Tasha Smith to Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy's gonna have issues, and she's gonna take them issues out on your kid. She's not gonna take them issues out on you, because what she's gonna feel like is, look at you, look at me, I took your man. I took your man. No, the hell you did. You didn't take shit. Because if he left her to go to you, that meant she put him out. It is what it is, and you was easy to get. And I'm not just talking about that, because the way the lady was acting and the subsequent videos that they had, because a few of them popped up on my timeline after I watched the initial video, and in all those videos, she was attacking the daughter, not the husband. She didn't attack the husband until the husband will come in and say something about attacking his daughter, and then she would say something to the husband. When everything that should have been said to the husband, not to the child or in front of the child. If you have issues with if you got issues with how Nick is acting, we'll address those issues together with him after you address those issues with me first, to see if whether or not those issues are actually issues that are his issues as well, or just your issues alone. Because everything you feel about somebody don't necessarily have to do with that person you feel them about. And that is doubly true when it comes to children, because children don't know shit. Hell, our grown children don't know shit. But they grown, and we let them do what they want to do because they grown, and we ain't paying their bills. You hear what I'm saying? You feel me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? If you cannot acclimate yourself into a relationship where there is a stepchild, step-parent dynamic, get your ass out of that relationship. Your issues are your issues. Your insecurities are your insecurities. Leave them kids alone, because you are messing them up, because you're fucking them up, not messing them up. Fucking them up. You are messing with these kids' psyche. You are messing with these kids' security. And you are about to show some of these kids, because the parent ain't much better than the person they married. Because a lot of these parents will agree with the step parent. Well, why did you do that? You shouldn't do that. You should just go to your room. No, you can't go to the party. No. In some instances, it is not the child, and it's not the parent-child dynamic. It is the parent, step-parent against the child dynamic. If you do not understand that you brought them children here against their will, and it is your job for the rest of your life to make sure your children are good, then you are a problem. Please, and you're going to bring a problem into the relationship. Because ain't no way in four hells nobody will be talking to my kid, especially if they didn't do no wrong, because you don't like the way I treat they, because you don't like the response that I gave my father when he asked me a fucking question. Because that's what started it all. The daddy asked her a question. I guess the stepmama heard it, and she didn't like the fucking response that the daughter gave her daddy. Bitch, if you don't go somewhere and sit your fat ass down, I said what I said. And this leads me on to my fourth one. Stop having kids if you don't like kids. Stop having kids if you don't like other women. Stop having kids if you know that you are a pick-me for men. And I'm saying that to say this. I watched the video of a young lady. She was standing in her closet and she was recording. I understand that social media has given a lot of people the ability to record and document the situations they find themselves in, bad and good. This young lady was in her closet crying tears, and her mother was up on her, because it took me a minute to realize that was her mama. Because you know how videos come across the timeline and people and there's no context. Because the little girl was in the closet. She's 18. I want to say she was 18. And I guess she's still living home with her mom. The little girl was in the closet and she was crying. So the video started not at the beginning, but sometime after the beginning of whatever the situation was. And she was like, "So are you gonna hit me?" She said, "Why the fuck would I hit you?" And she was screaming at her. And thank you for that, Cotton. She was screaming at her and calling out. And the little girl was saying, I could lose my job. And the mom was saying, "It ain't my job to take care of no more. You grown. I ain't got no money to take you to work." She was like, "You didn't raise me. You didn't teach me how to do nothing. And then you expect me to give you money every month when you won't even take me to work." And I'm sitting up here and I'm gonna say it. And every time this shit crosses my timeline, or I hear mama say some shit, or daddy say some shit off the wall today, semi-adult children, I'm gonna say it. You shouldn't be a fucking parent. You should not be somebody mama. You should not be somebody daddy. Parenting does not end at the age of 18. Take care of your kids does not end when your children are no longer children. When they still your children, you are still somebody mama. Them still your kids. And you sit up there hollering at her like she's somebody off the street that took your last cigarette. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm so sick of these bitches. They kiss. And I am talking to any bitch that ever cussed out her child like that's the op. To any bitch that sit up here and talk about, "I can't wait for you to turn 18. To any bitch that sat up here and took a man's word over their baby. I am fucking talking to you. I'm so sick of these bitches being jealous of their children. And then these children have no hope because they growing up in a situation where they don't feel safe with the one person you supposed to feel safe with. You think, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Tell you some good shit. When I got hurt, I couldn't do for Nick the way I would have done. Because let me tell you some good shit. Nick would have never had to get an Uber. Nick would have never had to take a ride. I would have drove his ass to work and picked his ass up from work every fucking day. And not because, and he would have gave me gas money because it's who he is. But not because I was scared, but because he my kid. And because my 14 or 15, forget how old Nick was when he started working. I'm going to say 16 because I don't remember. I think he had to get a work permit, so he was 15. Because my 15-year-old son said he wanted a job so he can start doing stuff for himself. And so I'm going to make sure my 15-year-old can get back and forth to fucking work. That's what I'm going to do. My 20-year-old is away at the army, grown ass man making a grown ass paycheck, not paying no bills. And I still ask him, "Do you need for me to send you a care package? Do you have toothpaste?" I still ask him that. I still ask him what snacks you need because I'm one of them some. Because why the fuck not? I would love to be able to say all this without cussing, but the reality is that cuss words is necessary for this situation. I am sick of you bitches. I am so fucking sick of y'all, and I don't know what to do with myself. Y'all come on here, putting these videos on, talking this shit in front of your kids, talking this shit about your kids, talking this shit to your kids, and you think that shit is cute and funny. It's not. We are disgusted with you hoes. And every time we see one of y'all pregnant, we want to pop y'all in y'all motherfucking forehead. I am sick of mothers who disregard their children like they are packages you got from Amazon. I am right now. I'm on my righteous high horse. I'm gonna get off of it so I can tell y'all about Penelope in a minute. But right now, let me get back on because baby almost derailed me talking about don't tell Penelope about Amazon. But that's another story, and I'll tell y'all about it in a minute. Back to the high horse. I get so sick of these fucking bitches on here with these videos and these. What I'm sick of is I'm sick of. It's normally the children with the videos. I'm not sick of the children. I'm sick of the bitches they talking to and about. I'm tired of the girls having to go on Maury and Steve and Karamo and everybody because they mama sit up there and let pedophiles be in the fucking house because they need a man. I'm sick of mamas sitting up there talking about, there was one bitch on here talking about why you didn't fix your brother dinner, why you didn't wash your brother clothes, ask you for a ride. She 18, he 23, he's sitting in the house with no fucking job. Your 18-year-old daughter got to go to work and come home and take care of her brother because her brother's special and this just your little girl. I am sick of you bitches and kids. If you don't like yourself, don't have no kids. And for everybody to get offended by what I said, bitch, I'm talking to you. I'm sick of you hoes. I'm sick of y'all. I am sick of you motherfuckers. Baby asked me how sick. That's why I had to say it again. That's why I had to say it again. I'm so sick of you hoes, and this shit is getting ridiculous. The reason that social media is the way it is because you have children coming on here, going on nationwide TV, crying, snot bubbles, grown children, because their mama's calling them a hoe. You got mama sitting up here talking about, well, I didn't see it, so it didn't happen. Well, she told me, but I didn't believe her. Well, she was fast. She always been fast. Even when she was a little girl, I used to have to pop her legs because she used to walk around the way she was doing in front of me. Well, yeah, she told me, but you know, I am sick of you hoes. I am sick of y'all. I am sick of y'all. And I wish that one day one of y'all would go, well, damn, I didn't know I was that bad and change. Just one of you bitches. Just one of y'all. Because what's happening is you're making children that are going to do the exact same thing you did. And then when you see it, you're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Why she act like that? Bitch, because that's you. If you ever look at your daughter and she is acting the way I'm saying right now, I bet you if you look in the mirror, bitch, you see the same thing. You are the reason she acting like that. We act the way we act, even if we try to, because that's how we grew up, that's how we were raised, and that was the things that was taught to us when we were children. And some of us change them, some of us change aspects, but every now and again it pop out, like me. I didn't have the best relationship with my mama. My mama didn't teach me all good shit. But as I got older, I tried to change, hopefully not pass it along to my kid or to y'all's children. But if you're looking at your child and you're seeing somebody that you don't recognize, it's because you are seeing yourself for the very first fucking time. Sick of you bitches. Okay. I am off my high horse now. And I'm going to I'm gonna partition right now and to go why baby said something about Amazon, right? When I said something about Amazon packages. Okay. So now to all the parents that do not have grandchildren yet, let me let you in on a little secret. You remember how strict you were with your children and how you was like, no, you can't have that. You gave your children to talk. Don't ask for shit. Don't look at shit. Don't touch shit because you ain't getting shit when they go in the store. I'm gonna let y'all in on a very well kept secret. You are not gonna do that with your grandchildren. Your grandchildren are gonna hurt your pockets in a way that you don't even understand. Okay, your grandchildren are gonna fuck up your rent money. If you are still paying a mortgage and rent and you have a grandbaby, yeah. So Penelope is only 2 years old, just two. She about to be 3, but for the purposes of this video, she 2. So the other day, Friday, Penelope. Now she has her days when she wants her Gigi 100% of the time. She wants her grandma 75% of the time. Some days are my days, most days are Gigi's days. Friday was my day. Okay. So we're sitting on the bed. I turn the TV on. We watch TV. I'll play games on my tablet and I'll let her play with me on the tablet but I'll do it in a way like if I'm playing a game where I have to touch something and it's a color, I tell her touch the blue one. I ask her to pick out what she likes. I ask her what number is this, what letter is this. So even though they my games, she's still learning, but she playing on the tablet. So I'm her grandma. She gonna play on the tablet when she want to. Anyway, that being said, so we were sitting on the bed and I was trying to figure out something to watch. So while the TV was on, commercials was playing. So one of the commercials was an Amazon commercial, and you know how the commercial be, and it has like a moment in the Amazon commercial where it's just the smiley face. Y'all know the Amazon smiley face on a blue background. Penelope looked up and said, "Why the package on the TV?" Hear me what I said. My grandbaby, my 2-year-old grandbaby, and I quote, this is a direct quote. What package on the TV? I had to look up, looking down. I look up, and it's the Amazon smiley face. And I looked at my wife, and I said, that's your fault. And you know why it's her fault? Because in the other 100% of the time where she's sitting over there with Gigi, her and Gigi are on Gigi's phone. And all I hear is, you like that one? Uh-huh. Which one? Point to the one you like. Okay. So now, my 2-year-old grandbaby, if the doorbell rings, oh, I gotta say something about doorbell too. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Anyway, so doorbell ring. Oh, package. She gone. Now she knows, even at 2, we still tell her now, don't open the door unless we tell you to. Or don't open the door. She doesn't open the door. But Gigi will tell her because it's a package and we have a Ring camera. She'll say, go get your package. There's a package that comes here every day from Amazon. Ask me how many of them packages is for Penelope. All of them. Every last one of them. And Penelope says, I got a package. I'm going to get my package. When she said, why the package on the TV? I said, you know what? Damn it. Oh, shoot, baby, I'm gone. I'm out of there. Baby, say something. Baby, go on there and say something right quick. Oh, can y'all hear me? Okay. My phone did something. All of them. How many packages, Penelope? All of them. Even if they not hers, all of them. Even I do it. Because I'm sitting up there trying to find. So what I have now be on TikTok. TikTok will show me something on TikTok shop and then I go find it on Amazon. Because I ain't paying for shipping. I mean, I don't know why shipping is a deal breaker, but shipping is a deal breaker 99.9% of the time. So if I can find it on Amazon for even if it's a couple dollars more, I ain't got to pay for shipping. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But so right now there's two things in the cart that I saw on TikTok Shop that I know I want to get her for Christmas. You know, because I'm starting doing that next month. You know, yeah.
Now we gotta have the packages.
Now I gotta have the packages. But what? She Gigi just said now we gotta hide the packages. How much you gonna bet she gonna make sure it's still a package here that she can open? She over there laughing like I'm lying on her, but I ain't lying on her. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. A grandbaby, let me tell you something. A grandbaby will mess your whole day up because, and not in a bad way, not in a bad way, because you look at your grandbaby and you go, "This is my baby," but then you also know that I'm about to let this child do whatever she wants to do. She said the other day, because okay, so like I think I told y'all one day, after I had the weight loss surgery, I have to have extra protein, just for a myriad of reasons. Extra protein. I drink a protein shake a day. I'm actually supposed to drink 2 or 3 of them, but them things expensive, and it is what it is. So what I do is it's my coffee. I have it in the morning, and I get these instant coffee packets. And I put it in there. I put a little extra sweetener because coffee makes it bitter. And I use I use the Walmart brand, which is actually very good. The Walmart brand of the yellow one. I don't know what the yellow one's called. I forget what the yellow one's called. But I use the Walmart brand. It's cheaper and it's actually very good. And I've gotten used to the aftertaste. You have to if you use any kind of artificial sweetener, because other than that, yeah. But anyway, so that's my coffee in the morning. So I got it. So Penelope, like I said, yesterday was my day. So Penelope was sitting up here with me, and I got my shake, and I'm making the coffee, and she's like, "Ooh, what is that?" I'm like, "That's my protein shake." Because I'm going to talk to my grandbaby like she's older. I want her to have a vast vocabulary. I want when she speaks for people to be mad. It is what it is. And she's going to be that way. Because right now, she is a 2-year-old, 30-year-old. And I know by the time she's 5, she's going to be somebody 55-year-old grandmama. Because all those that are raised by old people know we are old. It is what it is. Deal with it. So, I just forgot. And the good thing about kids is they'll forget too. So I'm doing my shake and I'm getting it together, and I put coffee in it. I don't want to give her caffeine because I don't want to. But I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get another shake and you can try it, okay? She said, okay. She just forgot. She forgot, I forgot. But it'll come up again and I will give it to her. I bought some, I am too old for goldfish crackers to be a part of my repertoire as a kid. That's not goldfish crackers. And Nick didn't particularly care for them that much. I mean, he snacked as any other child snacks, but that wasn't his jam. So I saw something. I said, "Ooh, Penelope gonna like those." So I bought some strawberries and cream goldfish crackers. Right. So I bought the goldfish crackers, and I forgot about them because I take them out of the package and I put them in Ziploc bags because I don't know why the hell they don't put zippers on packages, but okay, because I want to stay fresh. And I just forgot about them and put them over. So I came across one of that. I said, I got to give Penelope these. Now, understand that, parents don't want you to give their children candy and cookies and stuff. But we are their parents, so we don't listen to them. And our grandchildren can get what they want. Every time she get a package down here, Mom be like, "You need to wait for Christmas." No, we don't. Why? Every day is Christmas. Every day is her birthday. I was like that with Nick. Every time something went on sale, every time I saw something he might like, I brought it home. And why? Because why not? I was balling on a budget. But he had to know that. And their birthday is in December. So it's too much wrapped up. So they're never going to feel super special about their stuff because the birthday's in December. Nick's is right after December. Brittany's is right before December. And Penelope's at the beginning of December. December is just fucked up. It's too much. But it is what it is. Hold on. Do you have a video on your weight loss experience? I think I did one. I know DC has one. She did one. And I think I did a live about it. Uh but I'll give you a short, brief thing about it right now. Um I'm not a elective surgery type person when it comes to anything, cosmetic surgery, weight loss surgery, things like that initially. And a couple of doctors had said something about that. But the reality is, and with women, the first thing a doctor is going to say, you're going to need to lose weight, even if you're only 3 pounds overweight. Instead of trying to figure out why you got a pain here or hurt there, they will say you need to lose weight and talk to a therapist. I don't know why women don't get sick, but I digress. Anyway, so after I hurt my leg and I gained so much weight, I wasn't me anymore. Plus the fact I wasn't moving around as much. Plus the fact that I do have cardiovascular issues. So I just made the decision that I had gained too much weight. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the way I looked. And I wasn't mobile enough to exercise and get it down. When I was working in Buffalo Wild Wings, I was still fat, but I was walking 10 miles a day with a limp and a bad knee. So, and I was, even when I hurt my knee, I was actually losing a little weight. But so in the midst of all of this chaos, I decided to follow my wife. She had weight loss surgery and we wanted to see how it went and the process to go about it, because both of us had looked into it before, but we chickened out at some point. And I had looked into it before she did, but it's so crazy when you're on things like Medicaid, or because what had happened was I had regular insurance, and then when they did the changeover, when Trump was in office the first time, they took me off of regular insurance and put me on Medicaid. They changed it. So when I went for this, to talk to somebody about having surgery before, the surgeon didn't do they just, had me say, you got to book this, you got to book this, you got to book this. And then half of the people I booked that they said that they work with, I had to talk to a therapist. So I talked to my therapist, but the therapist they hooked me up with was in Texas. So it was out of range of my insurance. It was just a whole bunch of mess, and it just blew me. I already didn't want to have elective surgery. I already didn't want to put my body and my heart through that situation. So I just stopped because she was awful. And baby did it, and this doctor scheduled everything. She came out, had it, did it, boom, boom, boom. And she lost a bunch. She lost the whole person. So fast forward. I had gained so much weight and I didn't see it, even though I saw it, because I always see myself as super fat. I always do. Even now, I know I've lost weight because of a myriad of reasons. I still see the same fatness. I do. So it is what it is. But I didn't realize how big I'd gotten and how much it was putting on my body. I couldn't wait for me to start walking and exercising. So I said, let me jumpstart this process. So I went through it. I did all the stuff. And I mean, I lost weight, and I'm still losing weight. And you get losing, you gain. But I'm start seeing me again. It does change how you do it. You have to take vitamins. I take they'll tell you the vitamins to take, but the reality is that most of the bariatric things are going to be super expensive. But if your doctor tells you the vitamins that you need, you can make your own vitamin cocktail. Right now, I take the women's one a day, 55 plus hair, skin, and nails, because you are going to lose hair. Your skin is going to change because you're not getting enough of the nutrients that you normally get from just eating food, just regular food, not any special diet, just eating food. Everything you eat, unless everything you eat is 100% processed and you don't eat vegetables or fruits or anything like that, you're going to get the nutrients you need. Your body's going to process them. When you get weight loss surgery, depending upon what you can get bypass surgery, which does your stomach plus a part of your intestines, and it changes the situation. Or you can get a sleeve like I did, and they cut off 80% of my stomach, but I didn't have to get rid of my gallbladder. I didn't have to nothing was done with my intestines. So the only thing I got was the 80% of my stomach. And why the doctor want to show me a picture of she said you had a perfect stomach. You want to see it? I said, huh? I can't see. I'm interested, but of course I'm nervous about having it. Thank you for sharing. No problem. Here's the thing. I was nervous about it. It will. You're going to go through not just physical issues, but sometimes you're going to go through emotional issues and mental issues. You're going to have to at some point, if you're thinking about it, there's a reason you're thinking about it. And depending upon your age, depending upon other health things you got going on, it may be the best option for you, especially if a lot of the thing, if you have diabetes onset as an adult, changing your diet can get you off of medicine. If you have heart issues, especially high blood pressure, hypertension, and things like that, losing weight and getting your blood pressure under control, yeah. And it gets harder to lose weight naturally the older you get. And don't be a woman in menopause. God damn. So you're going to have people for it and against it. You're going to get people who had bad experiences. You're going to get people who had great experiences. And then you're going to get people like me who had good experiences. And I don't regret having surgery. I don't. The only thing I regret is I'm going to tell you what I do regret. I regret not getting it before I hurt my leg, because if I had have gotten it sooner, the first time, because I got pissed off. I'm like, I'm going in here to get my heart issues, and it's hereditary. And my grandmama never reached over 120 pounds. So it wasn't because she was fat. It might have been because she smoked for a long time, and it might have been hereditary and genetic. So I didn't want to hear I was fat. I know I'm fat, but I don't want to die before I get unfat. You know what I'm saying? So that's when people start off with you need to lose weight immediately. Okay, but what else? Because weight don't just drop off. I just can't get up in the morning. I can't just go to Walmart and get in the weight loss machine and come out 100 pounds lighter. You know what I'm saying? So when you tell somebody to live, you got to lose weight. You got to give them something to do as they're losing the weight to make sure they live to get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think a lot when I first started talking about weight loss surgery, that's why I think I bucked at the thought of it then. But when I looked at myself, and because I've always been fat, but I looked at myself and I didn't see me. I saw a version of me I ain't like. And so if weight loss surgery could fix that, I did it. And I keep my blood. I'm always checking my blood pressure, because I don't really think the weight was a factor, but that wasn't why I had high blood pressure. Everybody in my family has passed away for complications, hypertension, or cardiovascular issues. Everybody in my immediate family has passed away from that. Not anything else. Not cancer, not diabetes, not nothing. Heart attack, stroke, aortic aneurysm. I probably think 150-pound me probably still would have been Yes, perfect stomach, Leilani. Yes, perfect stomach. That's what she said. She said, "You had a perfect stomach. You want to see it?" That's what she said. Okay. She said, and she was so excited. I was like, that's that. And then I'm looking at it because I was high at the time because I was still, this was at post op, and it was pain, so I was high at the time. And she was so excited, and I looked at it, and in my head I went, "That's the bitch that's been giving me all your problems." I should have took that out years ago. Anyway, um, oh, she's saying it. I had 2002. I do it again, even with the issues I had from it. Yeah. So I mean, I know that to maximize my weight loss, I have to get mobile, and that's gonna be something I have to do. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And sometimes it's hard to say shit out loud, but I have to say it out loud so that I don't seem like I'm completely tone deaf and ignorant to myself. Um, the past few years has been a hole that I went down and I didn't know I was going down. When I hurt my leg and couldn't walk for that amount of time, and then after that, other issues jumped up and walking was almost impossible. I went down a hole that I hated myself in, and I didn't realize it. But y'all don't realize how many days pile up on top of each other, and you make a decision to do something, and then it's 3 weeks later, and you say I'm gonna do it today, and then it's a month later, and then you just get stuck, and it's hard, and it affects people around you. And when I had surgery, it was a couple years ago. It was when I had it last year, beginning of last year. Uh, shit, I couldn't for a second. Um, I realized that was just the beginning. It was not the end. It was the beginning. And I went through times where I was scared of everything. You can ask DC, you can ask Leilani. I was scared of everything. If somebody dropped something upstairs, my chest hurt, and I was scared. I was scared of falling out of a bed. I was scared of everything. I was scared of. I missed stuff with my kid because of the situation I put myself in, and I'm not blaming this shit on anybody else. I put myself in it. Now, how I got myself in it, I don't know. That's not me. Before this happened, I dislocated my hip, and I went to fucking work waiting tables with a dislocated hip. I broke my fucking wrist, and I didn't lose a day. I lost a half a day because I had to go get my arm wrapped up, and I was at work the next day. I damn near cut my thumb off, and I was at work the next day. I tore my Achilles in my knee, and I was only out work for 2 weeks, and I was walking from my house to the bus stop. So when I hurt my leg and I couldn't walk and I was procrastinating, I didn't know why. And I realized I'm fucking scared of everything, and I wasn't scared of nothing. And no, and I was down a darkness that I didn't know. And if I'm sounding like sometimes I can't get, I'm trying to get out of it, and it takes longer than I thought. And the years are piling up, and I can't let no more years pile up. And my saving grace, my port in the storm, my everything is my family that have supported me and taken care of me during this time. And that includes y'all, because y'all have been there. And yeah. So and I went from cussing people out to crying. Let me tell y'all something. There's something wrong with me. Shut. Excuse me, y'all. I should ask was on my period. I'm so glad I'm not one of them no more. Anyway, so hold on, y'all. But that being said, research it so that you'll be cotton. I'm talking to you specifically and to the people in general. Research it, get comfortable with the idea. There, you're going to be in pain, but it's not a pain. It's not an awful. It's not. I guess depending upon your pain tolerance. I have a high one, but not everybody does. It's gonna hurt for a little while. Um, your eating, your entire eating situation will change depending upon what surgery you get. Because I didn't have to get my intestines rearranged or whatever it was, I don't have issues with sugar. I don't have issues with fat. It doesn't make me what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't make me process that differently. It's I can't eat as much. I had today so far, I got a 3 for $7 from Burger King. It was a drink. I got the chicken fries because they were less calories than the French fries, and I still ain't ate them. And I got a bacon cheeseburger. I ate the bacon cheeseburger, and I was full. I don't even think I ate the whole cheese. Yeah, I did. I finally did. I was full out just that, and I won't eat nothing until later on. I might snack a little bit, and even then, 2 or 3 chips, and I'm good to go. It's going to change how you eat. You're going to have to understand that during the process, if you are depending upon how much overweight you are, they're going to make you go on a liquid diet. If you have fatty liver, they're going to make sure that you go on that diet so that they can get the fat off your liver. And before the process, you're going to lose weight before the surgery. Hold on. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I got, the vertical sleeve. The sleeve, they call it a sleeve, but what it is, instead of, all they do is cut the majority of your stomach off. Yeah. And they turn it from that lima bean or whatever your stomach actually looks like, that little pouch that your stomach looks like, to a strip. It's like a strip. No wider than a, yeah, it's about, I don't know, my stomach, I'm thinking about 2, 3. It might, y'all can't see my fingers. Why the hell am I showing y'all I'm showing the phone my fingers like the phone can see my fingers, and I got an avatar. Don't ask me. I'm a little slow. But anyway, they take off about 80% of your stomach. But if you don't get the one where they actually go in and remove a part of your intestine, or you may have to have your gallbladder removed. Your gallbladder produces the bile that your stomach uses. So there's going to be some changes. Regardless of the surgery you get. But like I said, I don't have issue with sugar and fat and grease. It doesn't give me the stomach issues. I do, however, have issues with acid reflux. So I take an acid reducer because I found they gave me one when I was in after post-op. But I found if I didn't take it and I go a couple of days without one, I get horrific acid reflux. And that shit hurt, and I ain't want that. I also get something else. I don't know what it's called, but I found out what it was. I found out what was causing it. There is a, I don't know. Leilani would know if I'm saying it wrong. She'll tell you. H. pylori is a bacteria, I think, that's everybody has in your stomach. And sometimes it's active, sometimes it's not. And I just can't run to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not life threatening, I would try to self-diagnose to a point, or I will call my doctor and video chat it. So the first time it happened, I would get this horrific cramps in my stomach, almost like contractions, and I'll be nauseous, and I want to do top to bottom. It was horrific. And I realized that it was because I was going to sleep on a completely empty stomach, and it was horrific. So now I eat something, even though I know it's not right, exercise wise. I don't go to sleep on an empty stomach anymore, because if I go to sleep on an empty stomach, it's gonna feel like, you know how you say your stomach touching your back? It's gonna feel like my stomach touching my spine and trying to come out my spine and come up through my nose. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. I be up in the middle of the night throwing up. It's crazy. Oh, you do? It's crazy. Hold on. They said hold on. They said I need about 150, but I say about 100 because I like thick. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's not bad. I want to say baby lost what you lost, like 160? Baby lost 160. That's a whole person. She lost me when I was in high school. She lost the whole me when I was in high school. Look here. Your perfect weight is your perfect weight. If you have health issues that you start to see getting better as the weight goes down, you stop at the weight that is perfect for you. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I thought they cured it with my surgery, but then found out later, no, they just treated it for the surgery still there. Yeah. I don't think that I don't know what the cure is, but I know that I used to go to bed, I tell you don't eat after a certain time and don't I realized that I'm gonna tell y'all another thing for anybody going to surgery. I already didn't have the best appetite before. I'm not hungry a lot of the times. People think that because you fat, you just sitting up here. And to be realistic, there are some fat people that eat all day. I'm not one of them fat people. I would go days without eating, or I would just eat one time, or I would eat right before I go to bed because that's when I'm sitting down and ain't doing nothing. So I didn't have the best appetite before the surgery. After the surgery, I had zero appetite, but I knew I had to eat. And so I was going to bed with nothing, a little nothing in my stomach. And I realized that when I did, that shit would hit me. And it was horrific. I would go to sleep and it would wake me out of my sleep. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't take, I mean, then I have to go back and get a checkup and stuff. But when I do that, I'll let them know. And if there's hey, brown sugar, you better sip that wine, sip it. And when I go back for a checkup, because you know how when you go to the doctor, if something ain't hurting you right then, and it ain't life threatening, you forget about it. And I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it. So and ain't nothing they can do for me at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm sitting up in the bed about to die. But the next time I go in, I'm gonna let my doctor know, hey, this is what happens. Can you check? What can I do? But the benefits of the weight loss surgery outweigh the deficits. But your life is gonna change. You're not gonna waste. Don't waste your money on a buffet. On buffets. That's why certain things I tell DC, nope, I'm not. Yeah, because I know that stuff. Oh, gotcha. She said that's why she tell you no, she ain't eating certain things because she know her H. pylori kick in. Gotcha. Well, would you say that again? Oh yeah. Well, I will tell you one thing. If you have a partner, baby, most of the time we get one thing and split. We don't have to buy 2 meals no more. And it's a good thing that we eat together. So it's a good thing that we mostly like the same things. Now, if I want something she don't like and she wants something I don't like, we'll get separate meals, but then they'll last us. Yeah, so it does change. It does change that. They're going to tell you about sugar. I have not cut 100% of sugar out. Have I cut it down exponentially? Absolutely. You're not going to drink sodas. They say that sodas expand your stomach. Since I had the surgery, I want to say, and that's been almost no, it's been a year. It'll be 2 years and coming up February. In the almost 2 years since I had the surgery, I've had I've had maybe 5 sodas because they say that the bubbles expand. And I like sparkling water. I haven't even gotten into sparkling water because I don't want to expand my stomach. Um, I still eat sweet stuff. I just don't eat but a spoonful of it. The reality is that for anybody who's been heavy their whole life, they know you know that if you control your portions and don't eat the whole thing and you only eat a scoop of it, you will lose weight. You don't have to completely cut it out. You just can't abuse it anymore. It's like yesterday, all right, because we always say, we like, oh, that's bad. We ain't supposed to have it. So I wanted something sweet. So I got a slice of carrot cake from the store. And me and baby, I cut it in half, gave her half. I kept the other half. I had 2 spoonfuls last night. Well, I didn't put mine in the refrigerator because I don't like cold cake. I don't like cold anything. I don't like cold food that's supposed to be cold. Like, I don't want my salad fresh out the refrigerator. I want to let it sit for a minute, get a little room temperature. I don't like, don't ask me. My food, here's the thing, and here's the other thing. Hold on. I stopped drinking sodas in 99, so I didn't care when they told me no sodas. Look here, Mountain Dew is my coffee. Okay. So I probably could have just cut out sodas and would lost a whole lot of weight, but Mountain Dew is an addiction that I have no problem telling y'all about. Now, and the killer part is you got to buy a whole soda, but you can only drink, like, baby brought a pineapple soda, pineapple Fanta, and I popped the top and I had 2 sips and it was delicious, but it was also super sweet and I ain't want it and I ain't finish it. But I got my taste. She got hers in her refrigerator, so when she open up hers, she gonna get a taste, and then I'm gonna get a taste, and then we're gonna throw it away because we ain't gonna drink the whole thing. I don't know, a couple months. Please don't listen to my wife when she talk about food, because some stuff you're gonna be looking at her like, yeah. Tea is my coffee. I love tea too, though. But I mean, yeah, because now this is what I do. All right, so like right now we'll get the sugar-free Gatorades. I do the Body Armors. I like the Body Armors one, the Gatorades, because to me, Gatorade tastes like tears, tastes like depression, tastes like a lost game. I don't like Gatorade. It tastes like salty water with a flavor. So no. So I do Body Armor, and then I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all like sports drinks or hydration drinks, and you have a 7-Eleven, they have what's the thing called? Hold on. It's called Replenish. I can drink those without anything in it. With that being said, so I get the sugar-free drink packets. The good ones are Walmart. First of all, let me tell y'all something. When y'all start your weight loss journey, your food is going to be expensive. So find the generic stuff that is as good or better than the name brand stuff. You're going to want to find a sweetener that you like. You're going to want to find something that works for you. They all don't taste the same. They all don't have the same aftertaste, and they all don't sweeten your stuff the same. That's number 1. Number 2, you're going to want to find a substitute for your sweet tooth that you can eat. I substitute mine with fruit. I'll get some fruit. If I wanted to be a little sweeter, I'll put some sweetener on it and I'll go for what I know. You're going to want to figure out a way to eat as much protein as you can. I like cottage cheese because it has a neutral flavor and I can add other things to it, and it gives me a bump of protein with anything I eat. You going cottage cheese, yogurt. You're going to want to watch the sodium, but I'm going to tell you another thing. Those P3s, just regular deli meat. You're going to want to stock up on protein because your body is going to start losing weight dramatically quickly. You're going to also lose a little muscle mass because you're not going to be able to get the same amount of protein you got before the surgery. Because one, you're not just going to be able to eat it, just not going to fit in your stomach. Two, your body's not going to be able to process it the same depending upon the surgery. So do your research, find out the surgery that'll work for you. I would suggest for anybody, especially when you get older, try the sleeve first, because you can always go back in after a certain amount of time if the sleeve is not giving you the weight loss you desire. And there are also other things now that they can do chemically. A lot of people do the weight loss shots, the Wegovy and things like that. And I'm actually going to look into them because a couple of them, even though they started out as medications for diabetes, they also treat cardiovascular issues, those that have kidney issues, because if you have heart issues, the kidney can be affected. My throat is itching. I'm about to. And you're going to have kidney issues because if you have to take a diuretic to keep you from getting bloated and to keep the water off of your stuff, you're going to have kidney issues. So there are a lot of things that even if you get the initial weight loss surgery, like I got the sleeve, other things that you can do to help with your weight loss. If you're not losing weight as fast as you like, or you can't quite reach that goal, talk to your doctor after you have the surgery. And then you may be able to, especially if you do have high blood pressure, hypertension, congestive heart failure, blood clots, things like that. There are a lot of medicines that are indicated for one thing, but also can work for something else. And you want to just, get with your primary care and all that stuff. Hold on, let me see. Somebody said something. I lost my thighs and butt. I didn't. I didn't like that. I like my thighs. Here's the thing. My butt is going to drop, and I know that. And I'm just going to have to, do some, I don't know what them things are called, get butt back into buddy shape, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm old. My wife is here. She ain't going nowhere. Anyway, she ain't going. So if my booty drop a little bit, fine. I ain't trying to kiss nobody with it. But I like my butt. I have no issue with my butt. I got big boobs. Them things is laying flat. I wish I'd have got some of them taken out, because now, you know how we used to, how you look at your mama, not really your mama, you look at your grandmama, and especially big titty grandmamas, and you wonder why when they take their bra, titties go from up here down and around their waist. It's because them things is heavy and gravity is a beast. I told baby one day I did something. I did did something, and I was like, what the fuck is that on my leg? It was my titty. I was like, oh, you know what? You know what? I definitely got my thighs back. My boobs went nowhere. They said they was moving up there. I ain't even talking about losing them. I'm talking about the long titty. One night. Now, for all those that don't know, my wife uses me as a pillow at night, every night. And I complain about it, but I feel some kind of way if she don't do it. So there you go. Because last night she went to sleep over on her side of the bed, and I had felt some kind of way. But then I was up late. I didn't go to sleep till almost 6 o'clock this morning, and about 2:30, because she was tired yesterday. She went to bed super early. She went to bed for 11 o'clock, and it was Friday. So she was tired. So as soon as she lay down, she went to sleep. She didn't even get a chance to come up here. But around 2 o'clock, she made her way over here, and I felt better. But that I digress. I don't have them yet. So anyway, so like I said, she lays on my lap. Okay. So one night, I don't know what was going on. She was talking about, why is your elbow on my head? That's what she said. Say, why you got your elbow on my head? I said, man, what the hell you talking about? My arm over here. My arm went over near her head. Even though she laying on my thigh, the way I was the way I was sitting, is you know how you throw your arm over the back of a chair when you sit with somebody? So my arm was thrown over the pillow. Cause there's like a pillow that I have right here so that I can comfortably rest my arm while I rub her head while she go to sleep. So I had my arm thrown over the pillow behind her head. And I was just sitting on the bed watching TV. And she was just laying there, she getting ready to go sleep. She said, why is your elbow on my head? I said, my elbow ain't nowhere near your head. What the hell you talking about? And I moved and my titty fell off her head. And then she said, I said, that was my damn elbow. Why you talking about my titty was heavy? I was like, no. No, wait a minute, y'all. Hold on, wait. Sorry, wait. I can't. I'm choking. Wait. Okay. Now y'all know my titty was still. Yes, it was still. With her ill. So she said, why the hell your elbow? My elbow of all things. What is my arm? She said my elbow, like my titty was so heavy it was a point. I was like, she said, I said that was my titty. I said that was my titty. And ever since then. Hey, Polly. Ever since then, I've come to the realization that I can't be naked no more. Well, sort of. I mean, I'm gonna need a good bra because these things that got long, I can fold these bitches like a sheet. I did something right. And when y'all see me on the videos when I'm on YouTube, because I'm on StreamYard now, y'all see me on YouTube, y'all just see like the chest area. These bitches is hanging low. Do your titties hang low? Yes. Do the flow? Yes. They drag the flow. If they was made out of metal, I'd be shooting sparks in this bitch. I don't. I did something the other day. And I said, I can sling this bitch over my shoulder. You know what? 0 out of 10, I do not recommend. Okay. And she ain't no help. She ain't no help. Cause then she be sitting up and talking about, don't put your titty on my head. Your titty hot. Why it's so hot? I would get a complex, but no complex for me. Baby, they hot, not you. They hot, they sweaty, they just boobs. And I mean, that throat is aggravated. When I was young, that was fine. Right. My hands don't be cold though. But I get what you're saying. Sometimes I just lift them up because they're heavy. Excuse me, y'all. My throat got itching. But yeah. 0 out of 10, I do not recommend. I saw somebody one day said, I just wish I could put my titties in a ponytail. I swear to God, I do. I do. I really do. I wish I could just squish them together and put them in a ponytail or put them in a backpack or something. So sometimes, excuse me, y'all. Hold on. Oh, whew, okay. Your hands cold. You stupid. Your hands cold right now. Well, they wouldn't be cold if they was over here. Okay? I'm just saying. Titties is cool when you're young and you let them hang out and, they soap on. You know what I'm saying? As soon as them things get on hang time, baby. I'm not a heat person. I seriously could go most of the winter without heat because I like for the air to be cool and I ain't got no problem with comforters. But I live in a house with other people and they'll turn the heat on and I'd be mad. I spend half of the winter time out under the covers, especially after the menopause kicking in. All right, I just had to chewing on something and hopefully my throat was itching, it's irritated. So, all right, so I got all off on something. So, hold on. So, Cotton, if you're still here, if you're still here, shall I use my little port? Baby got like 30 portable heaters. She got one coming. She got two coming in. She got two of them little radiator heaters. It's always heat over there. Plus, she got a heat pad. Plus, I bought her a hoodie robe that's down to her damn near her ankles. Plus, she got 2 or 3 Snuggies and a blanket. She be cold as hell. So I, on the other hand, don't. I'm not as hot as I used to be because I used to be when my menopause kicked in. She got on booty shorts and crop tops. Somebody's cold. You naked. Let me tell you something. Children are different than we are when it comes to cold and stuff. Because I promise you on everything I love. When Nick was going to school, Nick would go to school in the middle of winter time with some pajama pants on, a t-shirt and a hoodie. And that's it. And you know what? After a while, I just stopped. Because he old enough to know to put a damn coat on. But then I look around at the other children around him. It ain't just him. He's not an anomaly. He is the regular, smuggler teenage boy, especially a boy. I done seen these little boys out here walking around with khaki shorts on, tennis shoes, a windbreaker, and it be 32 degrees outside. I done seen Nick go to school without a hat on and with the hoodie up with some. Because after a while, I thought that was just an anomaly. Kids wearing, no, all the children wear pajama pants to school because pajama pants have changed. They're not like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? You can get by with pajama pants for the most part. These children, especially when they get to be juniors and seniors, they don't care no more. Remember how I used to have to be a fashion show at school? You have to get your outfit ready and everything, huh? And when someone come on, they got a hoodie. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nick wears a hoodie 7 days a week. Not 7 days. Yeah. He'll wear a hoodie every day. He'll come home. He might not have wore a hoodie out. But he got I don't know what's irritating my throat, y'all. But he got hoodie. He as soon as he come home, put a hoodie on. Are you cold? No. Why did he got on a hoodie? It's 3 billion degrees outside. He got on a hoodie. Some jogging pants. Not just him. My wife. We'll walk her ass out of here in the summertime with a pair of hot ass sweatpants on. And I'm like, baby, where you going? Your legs gonna melt. Your legs gonna fall off. Your legs are going to melt clean off your body. It is 40, 100 degrees outside. Why do you have on them jogging pants? They comfortable. And I just let it go. You know what? I give up. I let it go. Hold on. Let's see. Need some pine needle tea to clear that out. I don't think I want that. I don't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That don't sound attractive, like Lonnie. I don't think I want pine needle tea. But thank you. Yeah. Thanks. but whew, I'm not gonna keep messing with y'all about the dumb stuff. What is going on? What else? What else? What else are we gonna talk about? Oh, boom, boom. Okay, back to unpopular opinion. And I'm sure we'll veer off course again, but come with me. So there was another video. There was a lady on there. Her name is Latosha. I don't know how the hell she pronounce it, but it's spelled Latosha. Latosha. White lady. That is important for the rest of the story. White lady. So she gets on TikTok, makes a video talking about, and she's eating a piece of burnt peanut butter toast. The toast is burnt. You can see the toast is burnt. I didn't even know it was peanut butter on it until she said something, but she said something about it. She said what it was, because it just looked like a burnt piece of toast to me. That again is important for the story. So she gets on here and she makes a video talking about, and if you know what I'm talking, if you don't know what I'm talking about, come November 1st, people who get SNAP benefits, Medicaid, a lot of people are going to not get their benefits November 1st. I don't know if it's all people. I don't know if all benefits are not going to be given out. I don't know. I know that there are going to be millions of people with food insecurities that are not going to get their SNAP benefits come November 1st. So she made a video talking about, she made a video talking about chewing on the toast. She bite on the toast, she chew it, ain't got nothing crunchy. Hold on. Let me get something crunchy. Hold on. Cause the video itself, y'all go look at it, Latosha peanut butter toast, TikTok, and just go on TikTok and Latosha. You'll see the video. She's sitting in a trailer in dark light, eating a burnt up piece of toast, talking about for everybody who ain't gonna get their SNAP benefits on November 1st. What did you do with the benefits from October? That's what she said. Hold on. This is what she did. She went. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can hear me crunch on something. Hold on. This is how she did it. Hey, to everybody bitching about losing their SNAP benefits for November. What did you do with the ones in October? What did you do with it? I bet you didn't shop right. I understand she chewing and biting and crunching the whole time, right? Did you shop well? Did you use all of them? I bet you brought about a bunch of processed stuff. I worked 2 jobs. And she went on and did it. She did the whole video. And now y'all know. It's all they ate them. Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm gonna start this particular unpopular opinion with this. If you have had a job and you've worked, even if you didn't have a reason or a necessity for Medicaid, SNAP, anything like that, even if you didn't have any of that, it is available to you. Even there is no shame in getting the benefits that are available to you. There's no shame in getting your benefits. I don't get it. I don't understand why. Even though I know this is a political issue, even though I know this is a left and right issue, even to an extent it's a black and white issue, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. What is the stigma attached? From what I understand, because I was a kid in the 80s, from what I understand, a lot of this ghetto welfare queen shit started in the 80s with Ronald Reagan trying to make it so that the poor and disenfranchised white people would think themselves better than the same poor disadvantaged black people because black people were using all the welfare and eating all the food stamps, and they were the people that were the welfare queens. When in reality, the majority of people on welfare classify themselves as white by race. In that majority, the majority of people, majority of the people that benefit from welfare, Medicaid, and SNAP are children, the disabled, and the elderly. That's who really benefits from that. And let me give you another dose of reality. You have to work or have a specific reason why you cannot work to receive benefit. Take it from somebody who knows. I was working and getting benefits because I had a child and I had a job I went to every day and I paid my bills and I paid my taxes. And she's on there talking about it. Other people on there talking about, and this one white guy got on there talking about, so Bomb Quisha, you can't get your food stamps. What you gonna do, steal? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I try to stay out of politics and racial situations because I am very adamant and I'm very passionate about the fact that racism is real. It affects everyday aspects of our lives and it is harmful. It is dangerous and it is deadly. And that is why we're in the situation we wanted. We voted in someone, not we, they voted in someone that showed them that it was okay to be openly racist again. It was okay to openly call to call the police to walk while black, drive while black, barbecue while black, sell lemonade or water while black, play in your yard while black, sit on your porch while black. That was illegal. It affects everything. And they voted in somebody who is allowing them to be openly racist, not thinking that that same person doesn't give a shit about them either. That when they take the benefits away from the black people, they're also going to take the benefits away from your Meemaw and Pawpaw. They're also going to take the benefits away from your little children. They're also going to take the benefits away from your disabled auntie and uncle. That is the problem. When racism has at some point, I am sure it will be a mental disorder. It will be classified as a mental disorder in the future because it makes no sense. You hate me specifically because of the color of my skin, because of my race, because of a construct that was made, because you needed to separate people. And in doing so, you made a situation that is deadly for us, for a group of people, for black people. And you perpetuate that system. And it has been going on since America has been America. It has been going on since they came here, since they brought slaves here, since they had slaves, since they raped us, since they murdered us, since they used our teeth as dentures, our hair as the stuffing for their furniture, when they would eat us because we were a delicacy, when they would put us in zoos and pet us like a fucking goat. When they would slap their babies on our titties because they didn't want to feed their own children, when they would kill our children because their husband raped us in the middle of the night and we couldn't do anything about that. It is dangerous and it is still going on in 2025 and it has gotten worse in the past year. Video after video, white people coming on here talking about, I regret voting for Trump. I regret voting my decision. I regret what I did. You don't regret it. You just didn't think it would affect you because you thought your whiteness was armor, and you didn't realize that the only armor that you had, the only armor that was going to help you was money. You think the rich give a shit about the fact that you white? You can't come in the front door neither because you work the same job I work. You thought when they cut off my benefits that your shit was gonna stay on? You thought they was doing this by race? Absolutely not. When they take the money, they're gonna take all the money. They're just not gonna take the black folks' money. Farmers are losing crops, losing acres, hundreds of acres of crops because you decided that the immigrants was taking our jobs. When the last time you picked the orange? When the last time you picked a cob of corn that didn't come out of Walmart? When the last time you worked for $7 an hour, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week? When the last time you got your ass up on the roof and changed the roof out? When the last time you put up drywall? When the last time you got paid less than everybody else and didn't bitch about it? So you let this man go in there and kidnap thousands, tens of thousands of immigrants who came here, whether they came here illegally or not. They was doing jobs you motherfuckers did not want to do. And these same farmers that voted for his ass are sitting up there making videos crying because they crops are down because they ain't got nobody to pick them. And then when they do hire them white folks who said that the immigrants was taking our good American jobs, they don't do the job. They quit. They want time off. They want to get paid twice as much. And they're even using this immigration to make money. A man hired 45 immigrants to finish a project he had to put a roof on something. They got it done, and I want to say they got it done in half the time they would have took other folks to do it. But instead of paying them, he was already paying them is the least he could pay them. He was already paying damn near slave wages. But instead of paying them the little money that he was paying them, he called ICE on them so he wouldn't have to pay them. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? Racism just doesn't hurt the race you hate. Just not my food stamps ain't gonna be on my card in November. Neither are yours. It's not just gonna be my benefits that get canceled. It's gonna be yours too. Irrationally hating somebody because they are a different race than you are. It's stupidity at the highest level. Pure blood. Let me tell you what happens when you do pure blood. You get a whole lot of incest and you get a whole lot of people that can't even spell their own name. I don't want my race to make sense. Spell it. Spell it, Bubba. And then what I think is worse than the races are the black people that are racist against their own. And that leads me back to the bitch said, I don't want my son to date a black girl. Do you know how stupid you sound to be talking about all the good things white folks did for us? Slavery wasn't that bad. We had a roof over our head. They fed us. He didn't mean it when he called me a nigger. That's my friend. I'm that black friend he talk about. You get in there and you get in the same line with the folks that said he shouldn't have resisted. You shouldn't have been committing a crime. Nigga, you don't think they won't bust a cap in your ass at the next stoplight? The next time you run a stop sign? The next time you standing in front of your store doing nothing, but don't comply with what they say? The next time you sit in your car reading a book, waiting for your child to come out of school, yeah, a man lost his life for that. The next time you sit your black ass in the car and you tell the cop I have a registered weapon and you go to reach for it when he tells you to reach for it and he shoots you and kills you in front of your child, you don't think your black ass is going to be in the same line? You don't think you're going to be in that tree next to that person you said, oh, he obviously committed suicide? White folks don't do that no more. Yeah. I said what I said. Yeah. So I think I have done it all. I said it all. For right now, I'm sure I'll find something else. Or I done forgot some stuff. I don't know. I done been on here about. How long I been on y'all? I can't even see that. Hold on. Ooh, almost 2.5 hours. Look at that. Look at where the time went. Hey y'all. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I want to say, Miss Cotton, if you look through our videos, I think I have a video and she has a video. So if you want to look at our journey through weight loss surgery, you can do that, or you can DM. Hit the comments, and I'll answer any questions that I can answer. And if you need help to walk through this journey, you ain't alone, baby. So, you know, um, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this couple of hours. Thank you for the comments, the chats, the going back and forth, the laughs, the fuck these bitches. I mean what I say. Thank you, Rico. I am heavy on the fuck these bitches. I meant what I said, and I'm going to say it one more time as I leave. Don't have kids if you don't like yourself, because clearly you don't like yourself if you're going to treat your children that way. Ladies, if you're jealous of other ladies, do not have any children, especially women, because you're going to fuck them up. And if you look at your adult child and you see somebody you don't like, bitch, that's because you're looking at yourself for the very first time and seeing who the hell you are. Because whatever they are, you made them that way. I say what I said. I say what I said. That was the start of this. And young, black, gay women, please understand that while I hate for it to be true, they look at us differently, they treat us differently, and we have to move differently just to even the playing field, not even to be better than them, because even when we are better than them, they still try to find a way to make us worse. Be mindful of social media if you ain't got the sense that God gave you. I'm going to just say that. Everybody in the chat, have a wonderful day. All right. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Hit that like button. If you ain't already hit it for me, go and hit it now. I felt it. Thank you. Comment down below if you liked or even disliked something I said in the video. If you want to go back and forth, you got a comment or something that you want me to talk about, rant about, laugh about, hit me up. Share this video, especially with a bitch you know that needs to hear that. Because we all got that bitch that needs to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. And subscribe if you come across this video and you like what you see, and like how I talk, and you like this interaction. This is the Bomb Squad. Come join us. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. Leilani, do you and DC have anything coming? Baby, y'all got something coming up? All right, she don't know. Anyway, you like TikToks? All right, I watch it every day, so I'm gonna give it to you. But what happens is that I forget. So what I'm gonna do is put my TikTok, try to get my TikTok on my tablet, so that while I'm on the phone with y'all, I can scroll through and remember what the hell I'm talking about. All right. So I've already said it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Bomb Squad, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I will see y'all on the flip side. This your girl, Lisa. And I'm out. Bye.
Hey. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shit, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they